Hello you wonderful people, how are you doing? I have made a video for you today and it's based on underactive glutes and its relationship to lower back pain. Watch on. Okay, so how do they relate? Well, to understand how it relates, we have to understand the job the gluteus region does, okay? So the gluteus maximus is the biggest muscle in our body, and it's actually that shapely part of our bum that we all admire. Anyhow, what it has the responsibility for, so if we're flexing forward here, and this bit here, the extension, that is what it's doing. It's pulling our body back up again, and when it's up there, it's holding our body up there, so it's doing a huge job. When do we use that? Well, like I said, when we extend, but also when we stand up off a chair, when we climb stairs, when we jump, when we sprint, anything with power involved, actually, we start using our glutes. So how does that relate to back pain? Well, if we don't use that big muscle which is designed for the extension to do the extension work, we end up pulling on muscles that aren't designed to do that work, okay? And these muscles are smaller and go to different attachment points and maybe not as effective as doing that. So we start using them and they get tired and fatigued, maybe get torn, maybe get damaged, they get tight, and then we start protecting them and we start using other muscles and we start getting in all sorts of a pickle, okay? We need to keep our body as best as possible doing what it's designed to do. Yeah? Good. So, gluteus maximus, we already figured that one out. Big muscle, big power hungry muscle. But we have two more, the gluteus medius and the gluteus minimus. What the gluteus medius does is abducts our femur away from the body. Abduct means taken away from, okay? So if you were to stand still, your hands by your side, and raise your right leg to the right, that's the abduction, and that would be the gluteus medius doing it, okay? There'll be a few other hip flexor muscles helping it out as well, but we're not going to go into that. Just out of interest, there are 6 hip flexor muscles, which we can discuss another time. So, how is that useful? Well, because we're bipedal and we walk, yeah, we're often on one leg. So if you were to stand on one leg now, your pelvis and your hips will be parallel still to the ground, yeah? That is the job of the gluteus medius. Okay, so in big muscles, these muscles are important, these gluteus muscles are important, yeah? And again, with the gluteus medius, it's a chunky old muscle. If it's not firing up right, it's giving its job to other muscles which aren't developed for the job. And like I said, the hip flexor muscles, these are smaller muscles, and they're not really designed to take the weight of full abduction. So, what can we do? I've got an idea. How about 5 exercises designed to wake those muscles up, and not only wake them up, strengthen them. Okay, first of all, number 1 is the glute bridge. We all know the glute bridge, we've seen it done before. I know you have. You're going to lie on your back, feet flat, and you're going to extend your hips up. Yeah, and at the top you're going to squeeze, and then you come back down again. Now, a couple of common mistakes here is, first, when we go up, we don't feel like we're extending enough, so we arch our back to get up there even further, and we start feeling pain in our back, or at the very least, we start feeling that we're doing something with our back. This is wrong. It's a glute extension, okay? So squeeze your bum as hard as you can, then you know that it's extension from the glutes. If on the other side of things you're finding it too easy, then you can just do the single-legged version, which is exactly the same, but just on one leg. Okay, next is the dead dog. Now this one's a tricky one, especially if you've got bad knees, so I'm going to give you an alternative. You're going to go on all fours, and then one leg is going to be extended out behind you, and you're going to lean back on the bent leg, so the bent leg will be underneath you. You're then going to extend that back leg up as far as you can, and straighten up as far as you can, really squeezing your glute. Now, this is the top 5, 10, 15% of extension that our glutes can do, and it's the part that we don't often work enough. This is why this is in here. If you're struggling with your knees on this one, then simply go into all fours and put your leg back onto a chair like I've done here. So what we're doing is we're taking out that bottom part of that flexion and just concentrating, like I said, on that top 15, 20% of extension. And you extend up, squeeze, and back down again. Keep your back nice and straight, good form. Perfect. Okay, so that is the dead dog. And after the dead dog, we're going to roll onto our side. This is going to be the first exercise where we're really going to isolate the gluteus medius, and we're going to see just how weak it is. So we're going to lie on our side, and we're going to keep our hips vertical to the floor, That's good. And then we're going to pull one leg back a bit. So the top leg is going to go slightly to our posterior, slightly behind, and we're going to lift it up, raise it up, we'll squeeze and come back down again. To make it a little bit more acute, you can internally rotate your foot towards the ground and then lift it back up again. This is a tough workout, and some people really struggle with it. Again, the gluteus medius isn't the biggest muscle, and it's very rare we train it in isolation. So if you struggle with this, just stand up, hold onto a chair, and then abduct your leg from a standing position, like so. To make it a little bit harder, we can also pull our leg back to the posterior a little bit and turn our toe inside, turn our foot internally, and then raise up our legs again, and we should feel that really working the gluteus medius. If you find all that quite easy and you don't want to lie down, then you can add a resistance band as well. Good. Okay, so what's next? The clamshell. Okay, we know what the clamshell is, don't we? Don't you? Yeah, of course you do. Of course it is. Lovely name. Lovely name. And what we're going to do is we're going to lie on our side, exactly the same position to start with as the medius raise that we just did before. And we're going to bring our knees up, and we're simply going to open our knees as far as they'll go without rotating our hips. And the key point here is we cannot rotate our hips. Our hips have to stay perfectly vertical. As soon as we open our legs and our hips start to roll backwards, we know that we've gone too far. No pausing, guys, so open and close nice and steadily. And if you want to add resistance, you can via resistance band as well, but you don't need to add much. Brilliant. So lastly, certainly not leastly, is the hip flexed pulse squats. First thing I want to say, it's a pulse squat, so it's not a bounce squat. We're pulsing nice and steadily up and down. Also, if you notice my form, I've leaned right forward as if I was going to do a deadlift. I kept my back nice and neutral, my bum is out, I can feel my whole body load on my glutes and on my hamstrings, and I'm thinking about my glutes and hamstrings as I'm doing this, and I'm looking to actively recruit them. And actually that's a good key with all of the exercises, is that you're looking to actively recruit them. You're not looking to make it easier, you're looking to get them involved. Okay, so each exercise, those are the 5, and each of those are going to be done for 45 seconds, and then 15 seconds you're going to relax, and 45 seconds and 50 seconds you're going to relax. So you're going to go through them all 5 of them, and then you're going to rest for a minute, have a little walk around, and then you can do that again 3 times, okay? And if you find it easy, you can do it again 4 times. Guys, I said it before, think about activating your glutes. Think about that now. You're watching this video now, think about it. Squeeze. Yeah, I just squeezed. Think about it. Another thing to say is that glutes are only half the story. That's going to definitely help us, okay? We can get strong and active gluteal regions, definitely going to help us, but we've got to think about our front as well. We've got to think about our core. So, yes, I've got you covered on that as well. I'm going to do a core video. So together, you do them alternate every other day, you will be like a standing pillar. You'll be so strong that nothing can knock you down. Okay, good. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you need to know anything else, message me, comment, no problem at all. I help you all I can. And if I don't know the answer, I'll actively search it and find it out, because I want to know. Thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye. Bye.